man. All right, and we're live. Deadman's Tome podcast. Your hosts, Mr. Deadman, Becky, and SK. How is it going, everyone?
Meh.
Meh.
Whatever.
Meh.
So thrilled to be here as usual.
Well, you don't want to be here. There's the door right over there.
Damn, SK.
Wait,
wow.
we don't really have a door. Down
you know
here
what? You
in
know
the
what?
bio.
Can I
Yeah?
say one thing though?
Yeah,
It's been since December when I was first on this show.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh shit!
Wow.
Do I owe you a
Really?
check or
No,
something?
for real. No. I have had the best time on this show.
Oh, now you're
You
messing
know,
with me.
I always pretend like I don't. And sometimes, frankly, there are days when I really don't want to do the show. But I'm always glad afterwards.
Well,
That's cool.
And that's a good thing.
even I have that feeling. There's plenty. There's some nights I'm like, I don't have the energy level. I'm not feeling it. But somehow
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know. It just hits. It
They
just
just hit.
It just does. But it feels good
Showbiz
afterwards.
for you.
I guess so. Is that what it is?
Yeah, it really is.
Insanity.
It's I've experienced the same thing many times in live performances, and yeah, it's that you get a real kick out of it, and you're always up at the end,
Mm-hmm.
energy wise. I mean,
Well, I'm glad you enjoy it. I mean, we brought you on for a reason. Kept you around. I think your personality works well for the show. I really do. I think it's a good mesh. It's good to have someone out there that can bust my balls and mess with Becky and throw some kind of curveball questions for the guests. You know, speaking of which, we have a guest.
we have a guest
We
tonight.
do.
We do.
What?
We do.
He came down to this
Yeah,
lonely
hello,
bar
everybody.
down at the bayou.
Becky left the door open again. Dang
Yeah.
it!
I did.
Do we even have a door anymore?
My frogs got in.
Yeah. I mean, anyway, Clark Roberts, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Clark Roberts. Yeah.
Yeah,
Holy
hello. Thank you.
Holy shit, you got another name right.
Well, how am I going to mess this one up?
How could he mess this up? Robert.
Well, he screwed up the first time I was on the show.
Robey?
He did?
Probably.
Yeah, well, he was calling me Clark Kent, if I remember right, the Superman.
Yeah. That's right.
That's where he was going with it that time.
hmm
But hey, you know, you're talking.
that.
I just want to tell you guys, I really mean this. Since I only discovered Deadman's Tome probably about a year and a half ago. But man, I love what you guys got going on. Not just the podcast. You know, I tune in when I can, but the actual quality of the publications you guys are putting out, I love it, man.
Thank
I love
you.
it. You guys.
God
I'm a
bless you.
huge, not just the guest. I'm a huge fan of what you guys are doing.
Well, thank you.
Because he does make beautiful books.
Well, that's awesome to hear.
I
Do you
know.
ever catch our Thursday Real Monster show?
I did once. My thing is I can usually tune in. It's because I have a teacher too during the day, so I'm just not usually up late on the weekdays, you know. So usually it is a Friday night that I catch it. But I've tuned into that I think twice. But you know, like I said, I try to tune in when I can. I find you guys really, really entertaining, and I just love the publications of the Deadman's. I mean, you got some weird ones. You have some really weird submission calls, but overall, it's really cool.
Well, that's the idea.
Yeah, I'm just saying, man, like monsters versus Nazis. I mean, that's a strange one there, but it worked out.
It did.
The book's
It did.
absolutely awesome.
It was great. And you know what? I was surprised no one came at me for, quote, being a dog whistling to the alt-right or something. Because someone said something about DT being ableist for Psycho Holiday. And I'm like, you guys are out of your freaking minds. Of course,
Yeah.
with my attitude, personality, or whatever, I had fun with it. I was like, you guys are just being silly. And I was, it didn't bother me anyway. By the way,
The Psycho Holiday one too. I mean, I read those stories. Those are, I mean, you look at the titles of those and you think, oh, what is this? Is this just gonna be cheap? But the stories you guys are getting and publishing are really, really well done by the writers.
Thank
I
you.
really mean this. Just to have my story next to those other ones, it really is an honor. But the cover of the Psycho Holiday one is absolutely awesome.
Oh, it's
Yeah, the
brilliant.
cover
Wait till you
guy.
see the
Santa
one.
Claus, like, is that the one where Santa's chasing the kids with the
Yes.
chainsaw and stuff?
No.
Yeah, that's just great.
Yeah,
That's
chainsaw.
awesome.
Wait till you see the one the cover for the one that we've got calls open for now.
Yeah.
The Mr. Deadman made me do it.
Mr. Deadman made me do
Oh, okay.
it. This cover will blow everything else out of the water. This cover is great.
Mm-hmm.
The cover guy,
Really?
Damascus Mincemeyer, if I'm saying that right, Mincemeyer.
Mincemeyer, I think.
Okay, great art.
Mind smear.
Mincemeyer. I don't know.
It's us. You know we're pronouncing it wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I pronounce everything wrong. So this guy, this cover guy,
Yeah, SK.
he sends the covers, and they're really great. You know, now I'm really trying to mess with this.
Them is good.
Good covers.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Oh, by the way, what I have on the screen here? Did you know demons are real?
No.
Yeah. Demons are
I think
real.
you need to be more specific about that.
Sex demons.
Oh, hell
Shut
yeah.
up.
I was on Match. I know they're real.
Oh, you're funny. You're funny. All right, let me pour me a glass of Maker's Mark for this. I'm gonna need it.
Oh Lord.
Ooh, Maker's Mark.
Yeah. Moving on up. Not with that DT money though. No, it's still my own money. Still. Which, by the way, if you want to help contribute to the liquor fund, feel free to do so. You can
Give us money.
You can donate with the Streamlabs link that you see there on the screen, or you can use what they call super chats in the YouTube thing. You just hit the little $sign and you do that. You don't have to. I don't care if you do, or if you don't. Well, I do care if you do, but if you don't, that's fine too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We want
I
it.
care. I care if you don't. That means nothing ever trickles down to me.
Oh shit. Oh man. Speaking
Never
of which,
mind.
sex demons.
I was going to tell you what was going to trigger.
Yeah, you can just leave that.
Sex demons. Sex demons.
No enlarged prostate jokes.
Okay, here we go. Ready? This, for context, I think it's a lady who's. Well, I think it tells you what the context is. Let me just play it. Okay, it's kind of low, but you have a lady who's there. Let me turn this up real fast. I have a lady. Looks like she's in one of those like televised churches or something. Like, what's going on here? He's spraying some sort of mist on her crotch. So this lady is standing
Febreze.
there. Febreze? It's like holy water in a spray.
Oh, she fainted. She fell back and they caught her.
It's icy hot.
At the end, they let her drop.
Demon Satan come out from the private.
By the way,
That kid, you know what's worse? Her
if
hair.
it was me, by the way, if it was me, Deliverance of Evil Spirits would be my home shopping booze app.
Oh, that'd be great.
You know, so go on. I want some Deliverance of Evil Spirits, and then you get some Maker's Mark showed up at your house.
Oh, that'd be great.
That would
I wonder if I'll sign up for that. I'll sign up for it now. I could use some more. I'm almost out of Maker's Mark. And down here in this isolated bar down in the bayou, it's hard to get stuff. Anyway.
Well, it's hard to get stuff with labels on it.
Yeah. Yeah, I have all these bottles all around, but I don't know what's in them.
Yeah.
So
Well, it's all the same.
So we think it's icy hot? It could be like wasp spray?
I'll say it's icy hot.
Okay. All right.
I think it's placebo.
Oh, okay. Let's see.
Go!
He hits her head. Why? Why? What's wrong with her hair? It looks like a mop.
Look.
Okay. This part.
Oral sex.
Hold on, I have to back up. Did he really say oral sex?
Oh, here's the yeah.
Look,
It says
oral sex.
Yes, he did.
Oral sex, Demo.
Now
You see oral sex? Look, oral sex. Look. You oral sex. Use oral sex. Let that sperm of that man out.
What?
What in the world?
Now
Yeah.
she's gonna cough up 3-month-old's cum out of her
Liquor
mouth
money
somewhere.
donated. Liquor money donated. Wow, I got liquor money donated. Someone actually named liquor money donated liquor money. Oh, that's
Well, now,
look,
how about that?
that's clever.
That's good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Whoever.
Man, you get another donation, I might just take my shirt off. Who knows?
Wait,
shit.
for $5, Jesse will take his shirt off. For $10, he'll keep it on.
That's awesome.
Okay, that's not actual sperm coming out of her mouth.
Out, you Demo. Out.
What
Let
the heck?
Let go.
Okay, this is happening at a church. What is going on here?
They're having an exorcism.
Go. Let go.
Delivered me 2 Sundays back. Then a demon came with his penis and put it in my mouth.
Oh, for the love of God. Really?
Don't you hate it when that happens? Come on.
That's
Nobody likes demon cock, all right? Let's just admit it.
how many times do you think that happens in a given day with your mouth open? I mean,
Justin's gonna be worried about sleeping with his mouth open now.
I'm gonna duct tape my mouth.
And then he came again and he slept with me last week. And I told the pastor that I need deliverance again. And since then, my private part has been itching.
The itching might actually be something else, like an STD or
You're
something.
right.
Or the spray that he's using. I don't know.
Calling your boyfriend a demon is just not good relationship management.
No.
Oh, Patty.
Yeah, we're almost-
Is this supposed to be some type of exorcism they have going on here?
Yeah. It's
think
not
so.
actually intended to be satire.
No, it's not. This is legit stuff.
No, we just find it amusing.
Mm-hmm.
It-
It's a short clip.
Do you
We're
want me to
almost
tell
done.
you?
What?
Do you want me to tell you where I found that?
Yes,
on
Becky.
YouTube.
Ray Garton posted it.
Of course he did.
Who did?
Ray Garton.
Ray Garton.
It's weirder than anything he's ever written. Like, you can't write this. Can you?
No.
Okay,
No.
we're almost done. Let's see what happens. I want to see how crazier, if this gets crazier.
Yes.
He hits her again. Is that domestic
Who are
violence?
you? Who are you?
Who are you?
Who are you? Speak. Who are you?
Who let the Yorkie in the room?
Who are you? Look at that demo. 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 Who are you? Who are you?
How come no one's stopping and being like, what the heck is this?
Speak. Speak out. Who are you?
Because they're all trying not to laugh.
You
Either
know,
that or they're afraid to
this
touch
is-
her.
Jesus. You demon can help you. Yeah?
Did he just kick her? Did he kick her? Did he just?
I didn't see it, but
He kicks like her calf or something. What?
mm,
Or shin.
yeah, kick her in the hoo ha, and then say, "Look, she's overcome by the spirit."
Oh my god.
She should have gotten up and smacked.
Okay.
She should have gotten up and smacked the shit out of him.
Well, okay. This is why Jerry Springer isn't a thing anymore because now they do it at churches. They do this stuff at churches. I mean, what the hell, man?
Right.
Okay. Wow. Did you know? Until today, did you know this was a thing? Did you?
No.
Which aspect?
No.
Let's be more specific.
The
sex demon thing? There were sex demons?
Yeah, the oral sex demon.
Well, I mean...
No, I never would have guessed there's a place where people are going to get them driven out of them. No, I would have never thought that was a thing.
Oh, wow.
A sex exorcism was not something I'd ever heard of before, that's for sure.
Yeah.
A sexorcism!
A sexorcism. Oh, shit.
Oh, my Lord.
Thanks, Kelly. Another 5 donated. That was very nice. You know what? I think I will take my shirt off now.
Say?
I said I'll take my shirt
I was
off.
gonna say.
I guess I'll take my shirt off. I guess while I do that...
Quick, somebody give more money so he'll put it back on, please.
For $5 more to take his pants off.
What? Hold on here. Hold on. Wait.
What?
Let's make it 10. $10 more. I'll take my clothes off. I'm just joking. Oh, I'm sorry.
And for $20, SK will take his off.
Are you?
Yeah, but you won't see it.
Clark Roberts. Okay, so for those who don't know who you are you and what do you do? I don't want to take my shirt off fast.
Well, like I said, I'm a teacher by trade, and then as a hobby, I do some writing, and basically I've been just publishing short stories in the past year. And that's about it. I think I published around 12 over the last year, so I feel pretty good about that. And, I've got 4 or 5 more coming up that are set to be published here in the near future. And, yeah, that's who I am. I'm a husband and a father. We have 2 kids, and that keeps me busy, too.
Why the hell would you want to be a writer? Jesus. What an awful thing to do to yourself.
Yeah, no, I mean, there's not, obviously it's just fun for me to do on the side, but better question is why the hell did I want to be a teacher too? That's a real question to ask too.
You're not showing a good trend here.
Yeah.
Do we need an exorcism?
What the hell's next on the list? Bank robbery?
Right. And that's a funny thing you say that. I actually did live with a guy that robbed banks. That's a true story too.
No kidding.
When I was in college, one of my roommates, there was like 4 or 5 of us living in an apartment together. And after we all moved out, it was like 2 or 3 days after we moved out, the FBI raided the place, and one of the guys ended up going to prison because he was robbing banks around the Saginaw area where I was at. So,
wow!
I took a screenwriting class with a convicted bank robber.
Whoa!
You what?
I took a screenwriting class with a convicted bank robber.
Well, I mean, they're you're probably a pretty smart person, to be honest with you, but the guy that I knew, he got away with it for a long time.
Convicted.
I heard about one that's not very smart.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, what's that?
Yeah, she was from Ohio. She went in and robbed a bank and gave the teller a note. Wanted $1,000 and she wanted money, and the teller told her she couldn't take out more than $1,000 at a time, and so she said, "Well, okay." So it gets better, and so a lot better. So they gave her the $1,000, and she leaves. Okay, and her accomplice, boyfriend, is outside, and it snowed, so she leaves tracks down the alley to her house.
No.
Yes,
Jesus Christ.
Yes.
No.
Might as well spray paint arrow signs.
But it's even worse. This is the same lady, and I use that word lightly, that
whoa. Why do you use it lightly? Come on. What'd she do?
Well, I'm getting ready to tell you.
Oh, okay.
Well, that she was accused of sexual history with a dog.
Oh, well, like a dude, like a boyfriend was like a scoundrel?
A dog, a regular four-legged
like a dog
canine.
Oh, canine.
She had sex with a dog?
That's what it says.
Huh.
In 2017, she was charged and arrested with one count of bestiality after a viral video from New Year's Day of that year appeared to show her performing sex acts on a dog. But that's
amazing.
not the worst part about it.
It's not?
What?
Well,
there's more?
well, yeah, it is,
Wait,
but it's
there's
not.
more.
There's more.
Why?
She pleaded no contest, okay, and received a suspended sentence plus 5 years of probation for violating a recently enacted city ordinance, which makes it a first-degree misdemeanor to engage in sex with animals.
What if she married
So
the
why
dog?
does this need to be a law?
What city is this?
A reenacted city ordinance. She's from Ohio.
Ohio.
She was in Ohio. It doesn't say what city.
But
I mean, there you go.
I mean, I guess it doesn't matter.
I mean,
Well,
Ohio's where the
I'm
Browns.
from Michigan, and I'm from Michigan, and it matters that it's in Ohio rather than Michigan up here.
Yeah, I hear you.
Ohio.
Well, I don't fare much better. I'm in Texas, and we have plenty of cases of people jacking off in front of horses and doing all sorts of nasty stuff down here. Jesus.
I mean, come on, they have the Steelers for fuck's sakes.
Yeah, Texas one thing. I mean, but at least Texas is in Ohio. You know, it's Ohio. That's it. Ugh.
Yeah.
Well,
Ohio.
the guy that she met, her accomplice, was her 61-year-old boyfriend.
Wait, hold on. I'm curious. I'm curious how she got. You know. Actually, I'm not curious. I was gonna say, I wonder if an attorney could take her case, and been like, how do you know it was a dog and not a werewolf or a wolf man? Maybe her boyfriend went to dog form and was having sex with a dog. It was actually. I mean, like.
Well, you know, if they had that on video, it would have got a lot more hits.
Oh, well, guess what?
What?
Her 61-year-old boyfriend was charged with animal cruelty and given a 30-day sentence for having sex with 2 dogs.
Back up. You said 61?
Uh-huh.
And she's how old?
How?
Not in dog years, but just
30.
30?
Oh,
yeah.
Someone else donated $5. Said take it off. I don't have anything else to take off. I have a belt and pants. Okay, this is.
Guess who's getting naked today?
Come on, we don't want more off. We want more on, moron.
Oh, hey, you know what? This is a good time
What?
to ask.
No,
ask a
don't
question.
change the subject.
I need. SK wrote a self-help book. He might be able to help me. Becky, you're very intelligent at times, and Clark, you might be able to teach me. Sorry, this isn't me. This is from a friend. See, this friend I know.
It's not for you. It's for a friend.
Yeah, definitely not me. This friend I know, he has a big problem. He's been with this
podcast.
No, a different problem.
Okay.
He's been with this woman for like 10 years now. They're married. They have kids. And he finds out that she's had sex with a dog.
And his name's not Snoop, right?
Like, what do you do with him? What does he do?
Hello?
Does he kick her out? Be like, will you go sleep in the doghouse now, or what happens?
You know, my first question was, what kind of drugs were you on, and for how long? And are you clean now? For how long?
Yeah, right.
I think my first question would be why.
Like how long?
Or really?
I think the drugs answers the why.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But what if they were not on drugs?
From what my friend said,
that's where the conversation diverges, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I was clean at the time. Okay, now we're in a different area.
So if you think of maybe she was on meth,
be a little bit more concerned at that point then.
Yeah. So if she said
that'd be more concerning that the person was clean at that point.
Interesting. So
we had a case out here in Washington State, and actually just a few miles from where one of my sisters lives, where two men trespassed onto a farm and attempted to have sex with a horse.
What?
And one of them ended up being trampled to death because the horse was not very happy about the whole situation.
Oh.
Well, yeah.
Wow, another donation. Look at that. T-Girl donated. I guess I need to put my shirt back on for that. Oh,
woo,
you guys
thank
are being
you.
very generous tonight. That's really cool.
I don't think that's what they want, Jesse.
I think they want me to put my shirt back on. So I'm going to go ahead and put my
know
shirt
that's
I don't think
back
so.
on. Well, here we go.
You know,
Does this mean he's taking his pants off and putting his shirt on?
You guys are funny. I want to take my
Are you
pants off and
going? Are you Donald Ducking it?
Oh man! Okay.
Quickest ban on YouTube ever.
$5 buys you
You
another
know,
piece of clothing.
I just want to say this, that you know, there's a lot of things you can say were a college phase. I don't think bestiality falls under that.
No.
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 It was just a phase. It's like, how the fuck do you even think of that shit? Stop it.
Teresa Matthews said, "Damn it, I gave $10 to see you shirtless, asshole."
All right. Fuck.
Well, fine. I'll just take it off
Give
again.
her a good flash.
Okay. Wait a second. Are you my pimp now? Is that what's going on here?
Who, me?
Both you guys.
Only if I get
Shut
half.
up, you're making money.
Okay. Including
Pimps get half. Don't forget.
All right.
We get more than half. What are you talking about?
Jesus. I mean,
He can wear the hat anywhere he likes. Oh my God, that was funny. Jesse. Kelly Evans said you can wear the hat anywhere you want. Film pat.
Okay.
Like what, to a restaurant?
No, I don't think that's what she meant.
See, look at this. But that's not what y'all want. That's not what you want.
Oh my God.
Okay.
I do not have enough alcohol.
I'm drinking too much alcohol. This Maker's Mark is delicious. Okay. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. My friend was crazy. I thought he was out of his mind. I was like, what you got to do is you got to kick her out in the doghouse, right? I mean, that's where she belongs. If she's gonna be having sex with dogs.
She'd like
that. Yeah.
Oh my God.
At that point, you got to be like, well, is it genetic? Are our kids going to be into that thing? Like, what's going on here? I haven't checked out.
I'm pretty sure there is no clinical research to support the idea that sexual preferences are inherited.
Is there? I don't know.
None that I've heard of.
We got a teacher here. What do you think, Clark?
Yeah, I don't know much about that.
Mm.
Yeah, what
That's,
grade do you
one I
teach,
stay
by the
away
way?
from.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What grade do you teach?
I actually do middle school.
Mm.
What subject?
I do language arts.
Oh, okay.
Oh, cool.
Jesus.
So you
Man,
try to get
you
them.
must really hate yourself.
What's that?
So you must really hate yourself.
It's torturous sometimes. There's no doubt about it.
Although I joke about that because I owe a great deal to my 7th grade English teacher, Miss Fritz, who was like.
You remember her name?
Oh, hell yes! I had such a crush on her because she was like this
your English
tall,
teacher?
Teutonic.
Man.
Yo, God, she was awesome. She was
Same
gorgeous
here.
and tall,
My English
and
teacher
beautiful
was-
smile. And I actually studied for her. Okay, that's how much I was into her.
You mean you studied
And-
her, or you studied for her?
Yes.
Yes, he said.
Both.
I'd be like,
Both.
Miss.
And
Uh-huh.
I wanted to, I'm not ashamed to say I wanted to impress her, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. Yeah.
And I learned English grammar in 7th grade that carried me throughout the rest of my life. I had it in other courses. I didn't have to study it because I learned it from Miss Fritz, the tall blonde
that's
hot
awesome.
teacher.
But you actually focus. That's the thing. Me, when I asked the teacher to come over, she came over. She'd been forward. Everything be hanging just right. I wasn't I don't remember anything what she said. I wasn't paying attention. I wasn't paying attention at all. Hell, I think I did worse.
Yeah, because Jesse, you were short-sighted, man. You were just in the moment, and you weren't thinking, "How can I get her to come over more often?"
Mm-hmm.
And the way you do that is to impress her.
So you're playing the long game.
Deep, meaningful, playing the long game. And then she fucking got married.
Damn it!
Gave her for that.
Well,
Come on, man.
Someone in the chat.
How could you do that?
Someone in the chat said peanut butter lover. What? Oh, that.
No.
Oh, that's not that joke.
Oh man.
Is that the dog joke?
Yeah. There was did you ever watch Orange is the New Black? Probably not.
Long time ago.
I never have.
Well,
Season or
there's
two.
just look. Well, I was just saying from personal experience. When I worked at Devereaux, take that back. When I worked at a facility for clients who are locked in, inpatient, pretty much, but psych, they're out of their minds. You couldn't trust them with the hug dogs, with the care dogs. When the dogs come over there and they spend time with them, because they'll try to take them to their room, and it's all fun stuff to be petting and stuff, and then like to be doing things with the dogs. It's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, that's just not right.
Yeah, this is weird, man.
No.
Yeah, they'll try to. They try to.
Jesus.
Okay. I don't even want to know. Never mind.
They don't even want to know.
This
I was
this
kind
kind of
about the peanut butter thing, but I don't think I even want to know.
dog. Let's just put it this way. I don't know specifically, Becky, but all I do know is that dogs really love to lick peanut butter.
Yes.
So I'm just gonna let that.
Oh yeah,
stand there.
they love peanut butter. Absolutely love peanut butter.
Yeah,
in fact, that's a good training tool. Like you give it like one of the toys and put peanut butter on it, whatever. You throw it out, or it's like a reward. They'll be on that thing.
You don't know shit about dog training, do you?
No, not really.
Me? No.
Can we move away from dogs?
Patty says, can we move away from dogs?
Yes. We can move away from
I
dogs.
love dogs. God damn it! Stop.
Yeah, we do too.
All you
but,
mother.
Moving away from dogs is a great idea.
People that hurt dogs, I'm gonna get you.
Yeah, hurting dogs
One of these.
is no good.
Dogs are the sweetest little creatures on the earth. Stop hurting dogs, you motherfuckers.
I agree. I think we can all agree with that.
Right.
So Clark, what's the latest story you got out there? Is it in the
And what does it have to do with dogs?
Monster vs. Nazis?
Yeah, actually, the last one I did was the one that I published with you guys, the Lilith. That was the last one I've had published. And like I said, I've got 4 more slated here in the next few months to get published. But really was happy with Lilith getting accepted for your guys' publication.
Hey, it's a good story. It's good. I think it's a good fit for Monster vs. Nazis. Works well. Just the idea of Nazis being trampled by a freaking Lilith, you know, or at least being overtaken. I mean, it's come on.
Yeah, that was you know, as soon as to be honest with you, I tried writing a story for you guys had the submission call for the zombies versus bikers, if I remember right.
Yeah, bikers versus the undead. That's right.
I tried bikers versus the undead. Yeah, that's right. I had a story I was trying to work together to get for that, and it just wouldn't come together for me. But then I saw the one for the monsters versus Nazis, and so I did some research on just Jewish legends and did some research, found out about Lilith, and I thought, well, there's a story I can kind of tell and work into the Holocaust. So that's what I went with.
That's good. And
which actually, you know, Lilith.
I'm sorry.
There's a couple interpretations. Like some people, it's been interpreted Lilith as a type of a succubi or a vampire. But then there's the other one where she was supposedly Adam's first wife at the Garden of Eden, and that's kind of where I took that. I took that one and kind of ran with that version of the story.
They met on Tinder.
You met her on Tinder too? Man.
No, Adam met her on Tinder.
Oh, damn! I thought you met her. I was like,
yeah.
Man. Well, I maybe, but she wasn't going by that name at the time.
Oh, of course not. Of course not.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I thought. I thought she was like a succubus or one form of it, just like, you know, like given a formal name, I guess. I don't know, like a higher tier.
She's like the mother of all vampires, right?
Well, yeah, that's like the one. There's that version of the story out there, but if you do some research into it, there's also within the Jewish mythology that she was the first woman that was with Adam at the Garden of Eden, but she refused to obey her husband, and so therefore she was cursed to eternally walk. And I think it was, she was cursed to have her first 100 children die. That's what God cursed her with.
That's.
And then with my story, I took that idea and I just said, well, what if God had said the curse is you're eternally, every child you're going to have is going to die, and you're going to walk, you know, all of life. And so I thought that I just kind of took it that way. But yeah, there is the part where there's the belief that Lilith was a vampire, but the one I went with was that she was just supposed to be Adam's first wife, but she refused to obey.
Typical woman. Jeez.
Right.
Hey.
Listen, man.
You know, I like researching that kind of stuff, and I really enjoy just looking at other legends and mythologies of all the cultures and religions and things. So, you know, that was a fun one to kind of research and then develop a story around.
How long did it take you to come up with that idea and write it, you know, from concept to completion?
Well, when I saw the submission call, I immediately typed in just Jewish legends or Jewish folklore, and because I didn't know anything, I'd never heard of Lilith at all, and you know, I did my research on it that day or whatever. Probably started typing the story up the next day, and typically a story like that, it'll take me 2 or 3 days to write a first draft, and then I don't know. I would say probably over the course of a week, I got the story done. To be honest with you, I'm not. I can't sit down and even a 3,000-word story. I can't get it done in one day. You know.
Yeah.
Well, you're also a teacher. You know, you're dealing with that, so you got to manage your time.
Right. Well, I think more than anything, it's the revision part of it and things like that. I probably always send my stories out too soon, not doing enough revisions on them. That's, I would say, my one flaw. But it is what it is, and like I said, that story I really liked, and I don't plot as a writer at all. But I just love the way that's one I'm going to kind of pat myself on the back. The ending of the story, I just absolutely love the way that one ended, because I don't think, not to say that it's a twist ending, but I don't think too many readers would be able to predict or guess what the ending is going to be.
Oh, thank God for that. I hate knowing how a story's going to end. Jesus Christ, that's every fucking film that comes out of Hollywood anymore. Sometimes just from the trailers, you go, well, I don't need to see it. I know how it's going to end.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But don't get me wrong. It's not like, mine's not, it doesn't have like that, Henry twist ending. Like, you're like, oh my God, he just played me so perfectly. But I really don't think the last 3 or 4 pages, if you read the story, I don't think that most readers would be like, oh, I knew that was coming.
Right. That, that's all it takes. Just, God, for fuck's sakes, just give me something I can't see, anticipate, after 10 minutes.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like it should be asking a lot, but apparently it is. Mm-hmm. So thank you for that.
Yeah. It's bad.
Well, Hollywood. I mean, but hey, what do you guys think about this? Okay. Have any of you guys seen the new Pet Sematary yet?
Oh,
have not.
No.
Haven't yet.
What do you guys think about Hollywood redoing all these movies?
I think it shows that they're running out of ideas, that they've exhausted them, and it's between remakes and comic book movies. They really don't have anything other than the occasional Tarantino film, which is like, okay, come on, like, try new things. You might as well.
Yeah, I agree. The comic book movies, I'm tired of them.
It's interesting that you bring this up.
Tired of them.
I just submitted a new article to the 405 about what's wrong with the studios today, and how somebody with a lot of money and vision could create a whole new studio that would just literally, wipe the floor with all the water. Yeah, and one of the problems was identified by the fantastic and legendary author screenwriter William Goldman back in 1983, when he wrote that the studio executives live every day with the fear of being fired. Okay.
Oh, I can believe that.
And so that's how they make their choices.
They got a formula.
Will this get me fired today?
Right.
That's how they decide what to do and what not to do. And that is such a...
That's going to limit your creativity that you're going to go with.
It's going to eliminate creativity. Nobody's going to get fired for Batman 74.
No.
But you could get fired for taking on some new project that nobody's ever heard of before, that goes in a completely new direction about stuff. That could get your ass fired.
Yeah. But the interesting, Batman 74 is going to get an audience. That is a strange thing, but Batman 74 definitely is going to get some type of an audience. But I'm with you, man. I'm ready for some new things. But my original point was, I am looking forward to the new Pet Sematary movie. And I was just wondering if you guys had seen that, or anybody had any kind of ideas about that.
I haven't seen it. Of course, I heard reviews. I heard that there's a lot of exposition. Almost like they're explaining. They're explaining a lot that you get from the book through just dialogue, which is like, especially when it's a format. It's film. You should be able to show it. But there's a lot to show. It's like, how do you do that?
The length of it, then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's why a lot of King's books don't translate well to film. Is you can't get everything on a film in that time frame that you really need to get in.
That's actually only part of the problem. The biggest problem with translating a book to film is that you only can write in a screenplay. You only have two things you can write about: what you hear and what you see. And so all of the internal thought processes and machinations that really draw you into a good book, you got nothing. You can't do any of that shit. You have to, unless you could find a way to show that. Which is why so many people say, "Stop fucking telling me about it and show me."
Right.
Because if you ever have any hope of seeing your book put on the screen, stop fucking explaining shit and show it. And that will make it possible to be adapted for film.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, they have that problem. I mean, you can only narrate so much, right? I mean,
yeah.
I'm not kidding you. If I start playing a movie and I hear a narrator, I'm out immediately.
Huh.
Just like that? You're doing
Just like
as
that.
soon as somebody starts narrating?
As a fuck this, I'm out. They don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Okay. Well, I mean,
somebody in the chat said it's a lot better than. Someone in the chat said the new one was a lot better than the original.
Oh, okay. Gotta check that out.
The new movie? I really do. I do want to see that new movie because, a lot of these things I wasn't a fan of. These new remakes, I was like, I'm not going to like it. My brother, he sent me one that said that they're going to redo Candyman.
Of course.
Clive Barker.
Yeah.
And at first I was like, "How stupid, man! Don't mess with that." But I got to admit, when I went and I saw It, the new It in the theater, I really, really liked it. And so I'm kind of, I guess it's because I'm such a fan of horror that I am a little bit interested to see how these new ones are playing out and how they compare to the old ones. At the same time, I'd rather see some new movies too, but I'm probably going to go pay the money to see the new Pet Sematary, and if the new Candyman comes out, I'll probably do that as well.
Well, I
don't know how they can top Tony Todd.
I don't know.
Well, see, here's the thing that film manufacturing. This is a term that I used in my article. Film manufacturing has reached the technology and knowledge of film manufacturing progresses constantly. So Hollywood gets better and better at creating a film. They don't get better at telling a fucking story on film. So, but they should be. They totally should be. Any remake made today of a movie made in the past should be better because people know more about making movies. Yeah. But they are getting worse and worse at telling stories on film.
Mm-hmm.
Is it because they're becoming lazy with the telling of the story on film?
Well, part of it is they don't know what the fuck they're doing or why.
Yeah.
I mean, Goldman, he said it first. Nobody knows anything, right? He said that.
Right.
And that proposition has not improved over time. So they don't know why this movie is successful and that movie tanks. They make up. It's like a religion. They have these dogmas to explain the universe, and they just adhere to them like acolytes without ever questioning the validity of them. And it's totally faith-based. They have no numbers or research or data to back it up. So let me give you some of the worst movies from 1989. Let me give you a short list.
Okay.
Dead Ringers. Ever heard of that?
I've heard of it. Never watched it, but I have heard of it.
The Unbearable Lightness of Being. Mystic Pizza.
No.
What the hell?
Yep.
No.
What the hell's a
Stand
Mystic
and
Pizza?
Deliver.
Okay, that one I know.
Stand and Deliver. I have no Stand and Deliver yet.
Yeah, I remember
Gorillas
that
in
one.
the Mix.
Yep.
By the way, Mystic Pizza was Julia Roberts' first film.
Yep.
Okay.
Sure was.
All right. Those were some of the worst grossing films from 1989. Now, 2014 was 5 years ago. Besides Guardians of the Galaxy, name any movie from that year.
2014. Name any movie
from 5 years ago.
5 years. Wait, name any movie 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Guardians of the Galaxy was one of the top grossing films from that year.
Okay. Well, there's Avengers. There's like
No.
Iron Man.
No.
Well, I guess I'm missing the question. You name any movie. Name any top.
The point is you don't know who they are. You've never heard of these movies. You can't remember them. They're not memorable films. The number 10 movie in 2014 was Big Hero 6. The number 10 movie of the year was Big Hero number 6. Jesus Christ. That should make every Hollywood executive commit suicide.
Yeah, I mean.
Hey, I'm seeing in the chat that somebody brought up John Carpenter's The Thing. The newer one is really good.
Yeah?
I haven't seen the new one, man, but the old one is just, man, the music in
Classic,
that old one.
right?
Like, that's one thing, too, with these horror films. The music can add that whole other atmosphere that it needs.
Yeah.
And, man, The Thing, that music had that in the original The Thing. I love that one. But I'm going to have to check out that newer version of The Thing now.
Yeah, I don't know. See, I think the original
music is really important, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Kubrick, I know, like, Stephen King hated Kubrick's version of The Shining. But, man, I don't know. I love that movie. I don't know what you guys think of it, but the original The Shining just... and I think it had to do a lot with the musical score that he had on there. I mean, that to me was a genius film. I thought that everything that Kubrick changed from the book, the changes he made were changes that translated well to film, I thought.
Mm-hmm.
I understand where Stephen King was coming from, like, because Jack Nicholson does look crazy right away from the beginning in that film, but to me it worked. I absolutely love the book. But I also
That's
love
just Jack being
No,
Jack.
just to clear up something. Huh. Kelly wasn't talking about the remake. She wasn't praising the remake. She was saying that the original Carpenter's The Thing was much better than the original.
Oh.
Where
okay.
No, 82. She's saying 82's is better than the 50s one.
Oh, so you're going that close? Okay. Oh, so you're going that original. You're going that original.
I thought John Carpenter's was
1982. 1982 is definitely where you go. Yeah. The 50s,
absolutely.
Honestly, I don't even think I've seen the 50s one. I think I've seen a little bit. I don't know, but 1982. Oh man, that's where you go.
Yeah, I didn't even know there was one earlier before that. I was thinking the Carpenter one was the original.
I know, but we stand corrected. We stand corrected. We learned something today.
I absolutely love that. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, man, that scene where they're testing the blood. Oh, that's a good one right there.
Kurt Russell, man.
Great.
Yes.
How do you beat Kurt Russell?
You can't. When you can make Big Trouble in Little China good. Which that was the first movie I watched this year. I was like, it's 2019. I'm gonna watch Big Trouble in Little China. I got to. That's the first movie.
And Escape from New York, back to back.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Lord.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
So she said it was made in 1951. I see. That's crazy. I'll have to check that one out. I didn't even know that.
The black and white one. Yeah,
I didn't know that either. I would never have guessed.
Because I know
I totally would have guessed and been wrong.
Right.
Well, Clark.
So what's
So
coming up? What's coming up for you, Mr. Guest Writer?
Yes.
Just as far as like stories I've got coming up to get published, there's a group up here in Michigan called the Great Lakes Association of Writers. I've got a couple stories getting published in their next couple books. One of them's going to be called The Vadova Goddess, which is a really cool one, I thought, because it started with you watch these commercials and there's like farmersonly.com and blackpeoplemeetonly.com, and I started banging around in my head, like, what if there was a website that was called serialkillersonly.com? And
Sweet.
yeah, I was
that.
like, wow, what if there was a website where serial killers can meet and start dating each other?
Did you check?
No, I didn't check. I did not check that, but I ended up crafting a story around that idea. And then I don't know if have you guys ever read Laird Barron? This stuff at all?
I don't think so.
He's very Lovecraftian. I mean, he is really, really good writer. But I took that idea, which is kind of a comical idea, serialkillersonly.com, but I made it really, really serious, like a Lovecraftian. I built it around a Lovecraftian story. So at the end, it's, really, really deep is what I was shooting for there. Then I've got another one coming up called Buffoonville, where it's, how about, do you guys read Bentley Little?
Yes.
Yes. Wait.
Bentley Little.
Yeah. I've read him.
I mean, he's kind of out there and really, really strange and almost comical kind of stuff. But this story, Bill, I've got coming up that's going to be published. It's based on, here in Michigan, this is actually kind of interesting about Michigan. There are actually a couple towns on the coast that have been buried in the sand. Literally, they built the towns in the 1800s, and then as drifting sand came in, it actually buried the towns over time. So I was like, well, who would actually build a town so close to the water where it could be buried in sand? I was like, well, maybe clowns would do that. And so I took this idea and I made a story about a family that goes camping, and they camp out on this site where this town that was built by clowns has been buried. And the wife happens to have that extreme phobia of clowns. And then the clowns that are beneath the sand, start coming up and stuff like that. So, just weird stuff like that. So I got a couple stories coming up to be published I'm excited about.
Very cool.
Things like that.
The clowns don't end up being like alien spiders or dumb shit like that, do they?
No.
We're not. It's not killer clowns from outer space. If that's where we're going.
No spiders.
Or
no.
I'll tell you what, though,
spiders.
man. Killer Clowns from Outer Space is one of the most underrated horror movies of all time. That is a great, great movie in my opinion.
I think I was watching that.
Awesome.
I watched that like a few months ago. It was very trippy. I think for the first time I actually watched it, I was like, "What the hell?" Man.
Yeah, I watched that when I was like in middle school, and I loved. Me and my buddies, we just loved Killer Clowns from Outer Space. We thought that was the greatest thing since sliced bread.
Like the scene of like inside the spaceship where like these clown things would lure, I guess, people into whatever. I was like, they made this back then because it was so crazy looking.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, where's the CGI?
Oh yeah, that's a great. I mean, sort of like what do you want to call those? Are they called the B budget movies or C budget movies? Even that was a really, really good one. That was Sharknado before Sharknado was a thing.
Right.
Oh, dude, if they had that now, it'd be like clown.
And it wasn't even Roger Corman.
Right.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know.
I gotta say, I have a lot of respect for Roger Corman. He made some of the shittiest movies in history, and he did it on purpose. He did it, but he did it with purpose, an intention. He knew what the fuck he wanted to make, and he did it. Wasn't trying to win any fucking festivals. He wanted to make schlock, and the best schlock he could make. So kudos to him, Roger.
Yeah, no, I mean, that stuff's got its place, I guess, so.
James Cameron started it working as a director for Roger Corman.
Really?
Absolutely, yeah. Him and his producing partner, who does not come immediately to mind, but I'll look it up. They both worked for Roger Corman, and they were working for Roger Corman when Cameron had his dream about the robot alien coming out of the flames. Not alien, but the the bare bones robot coming out of the flames. Was a dream that Cameron had, which led to the script, which led to everything else.
That's pretty cool. I mean, then you also have Little Shop of Horrors and what did he? He was connected with Silence of the Lambs, right?
Corman?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think. I mean, he had a part in it. He had a part in it.
Yeah, I just Googled Roger Corman, and this is the title of a movie. I don't know if this is actually real, but it's called Sharktopus versus Whale Wolf. Sharktopus versus...
I gotta take a look at this guy.
Oh God, Roger! Thank you, Jesus Christ, thank you for all that.
Wait, let me say that again. It's Sharktopus versus Whale Wolf. That's awesome.
There are going to be so many mispronunciations of that.
There's going to be a new.
Oh, I'm sure I've got it wrong. I'm sure I've got it wrong too. But that's just awesome.
The next Deadman's Tome anthology is going to be that. I don't think that title's trademarked.
No.
It is.
No.
It's happening now.
No. No.
Just. Oh man. Yeah. I mean, he also directed Little Shop of Horrors, didn't he?
Little Shop of Horrors.
Yeah. Corman.
Yes.
I don't know. Is that the one? Little Shop of Horrors. What the hell is that?
Yeah,
the one with the plant.
The main plant.
The plant.
No,
oh,
Frank,
yeah.
That was directed by Frank.
Oh, that was from my childhood.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking some.
I don't know.
There's a giant, was it a Venus flytrap?
Yeah, a giant flesh-eating plant.
Feed me.
Feed me.
Yeah,
Seymour.
I don't know.
Seymour.
Little Shop of Horrors. I forgot all about that.
Mm-hmm.
I can sing the songs from it, but I won't.
Please don't.
Oh, please.
Save us.
Please do.
Save it. No.
No.
Now I have to see if Roger Corman directed what he directed. Oh, Jesus, he directed 56 movies. 56 movies he directed.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ.
He was a busy man.
They're in the chat going, Little Shop of Spiders.
Little Shop of Spiders. Yes.
Swamp Wind.
No.
Oh, you know what? Maybe the next Deadman's Tome anthology needs to be Spider Fest. Spider Fest 2019. No.
Ooh.
No, because that's locked in a year. Think about it. No one in 2020 or 2022 is going to buy Spider Fest 2019. How about mutants, zombie spiders versus I come up with it. Becky versus the spiders. It'd be an inside joke.
There you go. Becky versus spiders.
It would sell 3 copies, but it'd be worth it. It'd be worth it.
It would not sell 3 copies because Becky would be on fire and dead.
Well,
so we're gonna.
But everybody's gonna want to. Oh, no, we're not either.
I'll have a
so
tribute.
everybody's gonna want to write for that one.
Oh, I'll have a farewell at the end. Be like Becky gave her life for this
in
anthology.
memoriam.
Mm-hmm. Just a tribute to Becky. She really wanted to see this anthology come through. Great.
I love y'all too.
That's great.
So, Mr. Clark Roberts.
Sorry.
Yes.
Clark Robert.
Whoa.
Robert.
No, Robert.
Now you're being mean now.
No.
What?
If you're gonna say Robert, you have to roll your R.
Robert.
Okay, I can't roll R's.
Robert.
I can't do that.
Oh no, y'all like I can do that.
Have you written anything? Is something in the works? Do you have any novels out? Longer format works.
Okay. Is this a setup right now?
No setup.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm asking because I truly don't know.
Okay. No. Well, I mean, Mr. Deadman. I don't know if.
Oh, the.
No, I haven't.
Oh, okay. The novella. Okay, so
Yay or nay?
I haven't really come out with announcing the details exactly, but I could link it out here. That's fine. So a year ago, I was
Jesse doesn't tell us shit, by the way.
I don't. I'm pretty quiet. That's just how I am.
No, I don't. I don't want to put you on the spot or anything like that. If this is nothing we want to talk about, we don't want to talk about.
Oh no,
right now. I want you to know that. I really mean that.
It's not quite because it's a secret. It's quite because it just is. But what it is I'll frame it this way: Deadman's Tome. Imagine Deadman's Tome Junior for younger readers. For people. Think Goosebumps, kind of. And then I was looking at Clark Roberts after the conspiracy issue, I really liked the story. I was like, I think he could actually, I could see how you could take this compliment as a negative, but I think he could actually write something kind of in a Goosebumps fashion, which could be like, oh my God, what does that mean? And I was afraid he was going to be offended by it, but if anything...
Goosebumps being the children/young adult
yes
books.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Just making sure I'm on the same page.
Definitely on the same page. So I'll frame it there, and you can take it from there, Clark.
So yeah, no, he kind of, threw that offer out to me, and so I was like, yeah, I'll give this a shot. That was the longest thing. No, that's not true. I'd actually written 2 longer things. One that I haven't finished, but like he talked to me about that or corresponded me with it, and I said, yeah, I'm going to give it a shot. So I did. I wrote a novella with the idea that hopefully we'll get published there with the Deadman's Tome Junior or something, and it would be a kid's novella basically, and yeah. So I've got that out there with him, and we'll see where we go from there.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, exciting,
awesome,
cool. I'm excited about this.
And also,
the story itself.
When can we expect it?
Interesting.
I'm going to put you on this.
Interesting that you asked that, SK.
I mean, just put him on the spot.
You're
not putting me on the spot.
You can expect that when it's ready. No,
ready.
I need to. I think we read over it. Becky's read over it. Let me. The guy who helps me doing the editing, Tony Evans, great guy. I might have.
Oh, hey, by the way, Tony Evans' book. Tony Evans. Can I say this? Anybody that's listening right now, you need to buy Tony. If you like just good stories with a little bit of a horror slant, you got to buy Tony Evans' book.
That's good, huh? Is that good?
It really is.
Dude, that dude can write.
He can.
Yeah, he can.
And
I mean,
so can Chris Miller, and we have one of his. We have a
you know what? I was going to say
too.
the other one was they're 2 Chris Miller's books. Trespass.
Oh,
they're 2 totally
phenomenal.
different books.
Oh yeah.
Trespass is very intense, and I mean, but neither one of those 2 guys waste any words, and
Nope,
I admire the hell out of that. Yeah, Trespass is. I read that in about, I don't know, I think 2 sittings, and that is one intense book. And then Tony Evans' book, The Better You Believe. I mean, those stories they're just fun. I mean, they're horror stories, but they are just also fun stories, man. I love both those books. I really did.
I
really good.
love
Well, you know,
when writers endorse other writers. I really do.
I do too.
Hey,
One day it'll happen to me.
Probably not. No, I'm just kidding.
Or, I mean, it could.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, we can have the self-help section
You know,
on the podcast. well, actually, we had that today with the dogs.
We did.
You helped my friend in that situation. You got to put that.
I thought we were going back to that.
We're done with that. We're not going back.
Oh.
That is a reference. Just reference.
You know
Don't worry.
what?
Move on.
I read a good book the other day. A good story the other day.
Oh, yeah?
Uh-huh. Want to know who wrote it?
No. I mean, yes.
Yes, you.
Yes.
Who?
You ass. Mr. Deadman.
Oh,
He can't write.
I can't even
Yes, he can.
He can barely talk.
Hey,
Like,
he
I can't
doesn't
even-
write with his lips.
I can't even read what's on the screen right now. A dead man to me? Clark K. Roberts?
You're so full of shit.
Yeah.
Your eyes are brown. Your ears are burnt.
That's a lot of makers mark, man.
Do not using it's
Anyway, the book was called Die, and it's really good.
Oh, well, that's not a
Die?
book. It's a short story.
Die.
It's called Die?
It's called Die. Yeah.
Wait. How do you pronounce die, SK? How do you pronounce die? Is it die?
Die. Yeah.
Die.
Not die.
That's what I said.
Die.
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 God, there's always something.
Damn it, he added another word, didn't he?
I don't.
Die.
Die.
D-A-H. Die.
No, it's D-Y-E, die.
Die. Anyway. Yeah, that's a short story. It's not really a book.
It's good, though. It's really good.
Oh. Well, thank you. It's based on real life experience.
Becky is contractually obligated to say that.
No, Becky is not either, you horse
There's a
ass.
contract. There's a contract obligation. What? But yeah, it's a short story. It's based on real life.
The one that of his Mr. Deadman's that I enjoyed the most was what was the one? Is it the He Is Risen issue? Were you the one that did the Zombie Jesus one?
Yeah, Zombie Jesus.
Oh, I have to read that.
I mean, and then that one, if I'm right, Jesus keeps saying over and over, "My flesh, my blood."
Yeah, because I always thought that sounds so metal. You know, you think about like.
Oh my God, that was just that was good. That one was good.
Like you come to the table for the offering, for the flesh, for the blood of Jesus.
Yeah,
Doesn't that
I
sound
really enjoyed
so
that.
vampiric? It's like you're taking Jesus' flesh, taking his blood. You are the vultures. You are the cannibals. He's doing it. He's doing that for you, and for what? You know, it's like.
Your
so
brains.
what if Jesus comes back and he's like, you know what? I'm fucking pissed off. I gave you my flesh. I gave you my blood. And that was supposed to be. That's supposed to be a new pact, a new, I guess, whatever for the covenant. Be like, you know what? I'm taking it back. I'm taking it back. I'm taking it all back. The flesh I gave you, the blood I gave you, I want it back now. I want it back. So I figured
that was a good one. And then I think you had. Did you do one in the? Didn't you guys do like a Texas themed one, right?
Yes.
We did Real American Horror Texas, which I plan on doing.
Good. There was one in that one that was yours. I really, really liked too.
Oh, thank you.
There was a story in that one. And I remember you had told me, you said, "Oh, you got to read this other," because I think you had two of them in there, and you said you got to read this one because it's so intense, and it was. And I was like, yeah, that one wasn't like my cup of tea. But I'll tell you, the one thing you nailed is like that, my flesh, my blood, with a character, a strange or eerie character repeating something that they're saying over and over again. Man, you can nail it because in that, I can't remember that story. People were digging a grave or something, or pulling a body out of a grave, and they were saying something over and over again, and you just nailed it with that, man. You do a good job with that.
Well, I think that was a short story where they're digging something out of the grave.
Oh,
They're
it
just gonna,
was.
like dig, and they were. It was actually.
Yeah.
Nah, it was like a blend of like a Lovecraft. It was like a Lovecraft story, kind of, but from the perspective of someone who's trying to like investigate like these weird things, like the fringe, whatever. But he's at the end of it all. It was just he just got roped into bullshit. So it was like, what the? I just wasted my time because most of the story is being told to him by this guy who claims to have evidence of this like this great thing that happened, but turns out at the end.
So it's like flat earthers.
Kind of, but the thing about that story, it's the road. It is not. It's the journey. That's what it is. It's about the journey. It's not where. It's not the destination. It's about the journey.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
No, but what I was going to say, the one thing that you nail is dialogue that is like just a small snippet of dialogue that's repeated by a character that me as a reader stayed with me. It was like, holy cow, man! Like that he is a risen one, where he kept saying over and over, "My flesh, my blood." I mean, I could hear that, and you know that was one of the things that stayed with me from that story. And then also from the dig one, I can't remember exactly what it was, but there was something that was repeated by one of the characters over and over and over again, and it was really effective.
I don't really recall. I think it's something like. He kept on saying generic things like you don't want to stop me, something like this. I got to do this. I got to do it because what it was is a cop arrived on the scene and he noticed someone was digging into a grave. This is a small county cop, like let's say Brazoria County in Texas, small county cop who's probably not going to shoot on the scene because he's like, what the fuck am I looking at here? First, I'm gonna get back up. What the hell is going on here? So he's seeing this guy digging. He's trying to stop him. He doesn't stop. He's like, okay, I'm gonna call these people. Backup comes. The guy's not stopping. They're like, what do we do? We got to tase his ass. We tase him. He's still not stopping. He somehow gets up, starts digging some more. You know, the other guy's like, man, you got to use like old school muscle, old school tactics. He just like punches the guy in the face. It's like, you know, and nails him. He gets up and starts digging again. He's like just going into this grave. Like, what the hell's going on? But yeah, that's cool.
Like he's almost in a trance as he's digging into that grave hole, Brett.
Yeah, he's fixated like he's fixated like a dog on a bone.
That you latch onto, you know, the narrowness of Jesse's imagination as a feature.
no, but
Hey, but that's the thing,
I think
though.
you guys don't understand this. Like when I read stories now, you know, because I mostly read. I used to read a lot of Stephen King, a lot of Clive Barker, a lot of the Peter Straub. You know, but now that I'm into publishing these short stories, I read a lot of just shorter fiction from small publishing markets to see what's out there, and to also see what other people are doing really well. And so when I read a story, I try to take away like what was impressive about this story. And for those are, I mean, the dialogue that he uses in those stories is really well done. Like the Tony Evans and the Chris Miller stories, for me, it's the economy of words. I mean, those guys, Chris Miller's, that Trespass is one of the best paced pieces of fiction I've ever read. I mean,
it is.
I agree. I agree with you on the shit. I'm so plastidated. I lost my memory. The goodness of using lesser numbers of words.
Yeah. Oh,
he just has
he nails it.
A way with just putting words perfectly placed in his stories. I mean, they're so well thought out. It just blows my mind. The one he's working on now, holy crap. I mean, it is so different from anything that he's ever written before. But, oh, my God. It'll twist you up. I'm telling you. It's so
I've
amazing.
read this story in the I read his. I haven't read all the stories in the And Hell Followed anthology, but I've read a few of them, and his is like the second or third one. I read that. It's just amazing. I mean, it's just amazing. The Tony Evans book, though, like there's another guy.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Here's what, as a writer, somebody who, like, you know, and for me, it is a hobby. I enjoy it. It is what it is. But when I looked at somebody like a Tony Evans and what he's done, like, that guy trusts his readers. He trusts that he can give them just enough of the story and that they can then put in the parts that they need to create the story that their brain or their mind is going to create. I mean, I am envious of guys like a Tony Evans and a Chris Miller that, like I said, to me it's the economy of words that they use to get their point across, and they just trust that their reader's going to fill in the details, and they do an amazing job with it.
Mm.
Right.
It's very, very true, and I appreciate.
I also kind of like that
analysis.
cover he's got.
Because you did it.
Shut up, okay.
It's a great cover. It's a fantastic cover.
Actually, both covers I like Tony's too.
I actually wrote a chapter for Big Book of Little Rules 2 about the process of reading aloud, an author reading aloud to an audience. It's an astonishingly complex process that, honestly to God, it should never be possible. It's really incredible. The ability for one person to hallucinate and describe it to another person so that they hallucinate the same fucking thing. It's just amazing. That's what writing is.
You know, yeah, that's a good way to put it. Because you're just trying to put it in their mind, right? You're just trying to put the thoughts in their mind.
The success of a writer is how accurately you cause that hallucination to happen in your audience.
Yeah.
Okay, but see, this is where I might a little bit disagree, is because I got a feeling that probably what I envision when I read a Tony Evans story is probably a little bit different than what he was envisioning when he wrote it.
It always is.
Yeah.
It always
But
is.
the thing is, I enjoyed the hell out of it.
The key element.
You know, he trusted me as the reader to fill in. Like, he gave me the most important parts, and then he trusted his reader can fill that in.
Absolutely true. You know, in science fiction, Orson Scott Card is fantastic at that. He gives you only the information you need at the time. He's not verbose in any sense of it. What the fuck are you laughing at?
Are you snorting? What are you doing over there?
My brothers.
Your brother,
I think
what?
Becky's kissing frogs, seeing if any of them are princes.
She's kissing frogs.
None of them are.
Mm.
None of them are.
Hmm.
Well, he might have said that, you know, that one word that I get tickled about.
What? Frogs?
So.
I didn't catch it.
No,
I didn't
not
catch it.
frogs.
Oh.
Phallus?
Phallus.
Just stop saying that.
Phallus.
Peanut
Phallus.
butter?
Phallus is with peanut butter. No. Move away from that. Move away.
It's not a show until Becky snorts.
But Clark, yeah,
she's helped with she's helped with the giggles, so we can continue. Yep.
But no, I also think I heard Becky mention this. Becky, did you do the covers for the Tony Evans book?
She did.
For Tony's and for Chris Miller's.
Chris
both.
Best, yeah.
And Chris Miller's the one that's right. It's got like a shovel or something on the front.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I like
Tony
both
Evans
covers.
book, that is creepy ass cover, man.
I like both covers. I think the Tony Evans
give
one
Becky
wins.
a lot of shit, but she is an incredibly talented person.
Yes, she definitely is. I think the Tony Evans one definitely wins in the creepy factor. And then with that one, and I even said it in like an introduction that like Tony was like, "Hey, we got to make sure this is good." Like he would comb through over and over again, And it's like, okay, let's make these changes. He was like, can we do this, do that? I was like, okay, sure. What I'm getting at is, instead of just doing a cover, we did like a full cover. Kind of like what I do with what's on the screen right now here, the conspiracy issue, where it's not really that much work.
It's a wrap.
If I don't be lazy about it, do the full cover and make the book actually look like. So with the conspiracy issue was like, make it look like a file that was like discarded and has, teared up and stuff. So the back end looks like a folder too with a post-it note, and that's where like the little details are of the book. So Tony's book is like, let's have the back end be like the other part of the room, because otherwise it just looks fake. You're looking at it like,
right,
you tried. I don't want to. You tried. I want to. You did it. That's what I want. At least that. Come on.
Chris Miller's book's like that too, though.
Chris Miller's book is like that. The wrap looks great. The wrap is great. The forest, I think the forest does well for that book.
I'm going to say this about those two covers, and I hope you take this as a compliment. The Tony Evans one is creepy. That cover is creepy, and it's almost like but the stories are creepy. That's what those stories are. The Chris Miller one, the Trespass, I mean, that cover's not so creepy, but the cover that it has, it's blunt, and that story is blunt, and the action is fast-paced, and the cover fits the actual story that it's telling. I mean, I really mean this. I would suggest to anybody listening to this, if you haven't picked up, if you want to read something that's longer, but you're not going to waste a month on it, that Chris Miller book, Trespass, is absolutely awesome.
Right. He worked really hard on that. So did Tony, though, on his. I mean, they both wanted them just absolutely perfect. And
it's not over. It's not over. There's be revisions to it. It's we're going to come out with a slightly updated version. I think the more time between the first edition and the second edition, maybe we can get another story added to it. Who knows? The cool thing about Kindle edition, the cool thing about like a Kindle or like a ebook is that any change added to the manuscript, it gets updated in the file that you have. The physical copy, though, that kind of sucks. It means you have to buy a new one. I'm so sorry. It's what can I say?
Yeah, but you have to look at it too. Like the first one now is a limited edition.
Yeah.
But see, it's all on how you spin it, Jesse.
There you go.
Yeah, but you know what? In digital format, does that even hold up? Like a digital format of a first edition? I mean,
that's pointless.
No.
You can't because if you make any changes, it gets updated.
Yeah.
That's even on on your own.
I think so.
Like on my Kindle, would it get updated on mine?
Yeah, it would be.
Yeah.
It would. That's how I've done what I call like ninja edits in the past. Let's say I made a mistake right away. I'm like, oh crap!
What?
You
did a what?
The day of.
You make mistakes? No.
Of course.
I'm so disillusioned.
I know, right?
Me too.
I think
you promised there wouldn't be mistakes.
I know, right? Even with I think Monsters Exist and a few other issues.
We know he's made 2 of them.
I meant after letting me on the show.
Well, that was one of them. The other one was me.
I'm really done with mistakes now. For real this time.
Yeah, damn it.
Hey, Mr. Roberts, is there anything that we haven't talked about that you would like to talk about real fast? Related to your work? God. I know it's a big question. But
what's your favorite car?
Hey, no. Hey, I do got 2 things. I've got a little bit of a bone to pick with you. Just 2 things now, okay? The first time I was on the show, every time I listen to this, you always ask people, what's your favorite horror show?
Oh.
What's your favorite horror movie?
Oh, and you haven't been asked?
Oh, he's not done yet.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, well, I was never asked that. And then the second thing, my other thing is, I'm looking on my Facebook here, and people probably think that I'm a woman with a skull for a face based on this Facebook post.
Oh, well, that's everyone. Oh hell!
And-
If that's the case, people think Dallas.
Why are you offended by? Why are you offended by?
You're not a
I think
woman.
you
It's
need
2019.
to-
I'm just.
I think.
Yeah, no, I mean, I guess I choose it. But, I mean, it's what probably people are thinking here, right, when they see that.
Well,
Dallas
you know,
Mulligan has
I
has a
mean-
corset. Then
Why does that threaten your masculinity?
I mean, no, and I'm not complaining. She's a rather lascivious-looking young lady there. I'm not going to deny that, but, I mean, come on now.
I think that's supposed to be Becky.
Well, but what? Becky, you're not supposed to
Wait,
tell her anything.
hold on. There's also
What?
a microphone. Are you would you happen to be a drag queen singer?
Wait.
Sing us a tune, man.
me?
No. No. Yeah, no, that they could be that. That is what it looks like there. That is. But you guys do have some sweet artwork going on there. You guys really do.
Thanks for that. I'm working with the cover guy.
Clark Roberts sings the American Songbook.
Right now, I'm working with the cover guy to come up with a sort of like avatar, a kind of like a mascot, if you will. The name's
Or just Deadman Tome.
yeah. For so like how we've been using a lot of I guess corsets or like that girl right there with she's kind of attractive looking. You know what I'm saying? So get the cover guy to draw something up for us, and he has, and it's good. I'm also getting him to do like other things, so we'll see what happens in the future. But you're right. I haven't asked you, what is your favorite horror movie? What is your favorite horror movie, Clark Roberts?
Good night, everybody.
My favorite horror movie is The Shining. Absolutely love The Shining.
Really?
My favorite
The
that I
original
think is
version.
the most underrated horror movie, though, if you guys can remember, it's not that old, and I don't even know if it's considered horror too much. You guys remember the movie Frailty? It starred Matthew
God. Jesus, I love that movie.
Dude, how is that movie not, like, wildly popular?
That is one of the most amazing films. I'm not even exaggerating the slightest bit. I love that movie. Some fantastic performances. Powers Booth, Jesus.
The story with the kid.
And the ending just spins you around.
Yeah, that's a fucking awesome movie, man. I mean,
absolutely.
To me, that's like one of the most underrated movies of all. I don't know if you want to call it horror, suspense, or whatever, but to me, it's horror. When they bury the kids, not bury them, but they dig a basement for the kids, and then he puts the shed over top of them. I mean,
Bill
that's
Paxton's
just
directorial debut, by the way. He wrote it, directed it, and starred in it. Bill Paxton, the late Bill Paxton.
Oh, really?
What a loss! Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I had no clue about that, but that is, to me, I really mean that. That's my favorite of all time. Is probably The Shining. To me, Frailty is the most underrated movie of all time. I just absolutely love that movie. I bring it up to people. Yeah, but some people are like, they've never even seen it or heard of it. And I'm like, what are you kidding me, man? It's like one of the best ever.
And you talk about stories where you're not going to guess the ending. This is it.
Yeah, 100% that is it. The 100% that is it. And the thing about that is, that's only added on to make it even that much sweeter. Because the rest of the journey, the rest of the story is worth it, man. I mean, that is one suspenseful, intense story that is told. And you want to talk about a movie that does more showing than telling? That's it.
There you go. Story. And the twist is like the last 20 seconds of the movie.
Yeah.
It's literally the last shot of the movie.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yep, that's a great one.
Anybody who has not seen Frailty, you gotta watch that.
Check it out.
That would be me. So I gotta watch it.
You do.
Oh, you'll love it. You will. You will love it.
Okay. Is it on?
Thank you for bringing that up.
I'll find a way to. Is it on like Netflix or something or some? I'll find a way to watch it. I'll find a way. Even if I have to buy it.
It's from 2001.
It has been on Netflix for sure. I don't know if it still is, but it has been.
Okay. I'll check it out. I have to. And
Yeah, it
The
shouldn't be
Shining.
that hard.
The Shining. A lot of people. Yeah, The Shining is a good movie. It's a great movie. Oh, dang it! That was a controller. Some creepy, very, very creepy scenes in that movie. I think Jack Nicholson does a great job. I don't think anyone else could top Jack Nicholson in that role. Like, if they were to remake The Shining, don't.
No, well, they did, didn't they? Like, I think I'm a huge Stephen King fan.
Did they?
He did remake it for the cable television. I don't know if you guys ever watched it here.
No one cares about the people.
It's just brutal. It's like, dude, Stephen King, stick to writing the books. Don't try to do the directing.
1997. You're right. Holy shit, Rebecca De Mornay, hot as fuck, by the way. And
yeah,
Let me see this.
And what's that guy's name?
The Shining.
He was on Wings.
Steven Weber, yeah.
He was on
Wings. No. Steven Weber is no match for Crazy Jack.
No. If you guys haven't watched that, don't waste your time, because the other version, Kubrick's version, is as a movie. You know, I know Stephen King didn't like it, but man, to me, that every change that Kubrick made was perfect for film.
Mm-hmm.
I love.
I mean, if Rebecca Mornay doesn't take her top off, then forget it.
Oh, she's not taking my top off yet. Well, my top is already off, so I mean, there's that. I don't have a top to take off. I don't even have a bottom to take off.
I'm working really hard not to look.
What?
No, well, you know.
Wait a minute. There's no pants
Here we are. No, there's no pants. No pants. Here we go.
Oh.
Teresa in the comments says, "If I slip 20, will you dance?"
I don't know. It depends.
It has to be in singles, Teresa.
It has to be dance. Yeah, and King wasn't happy with Kubrick's take, but you know what? It's
tough.
It is what it is. I mean, the director is an artist too. He's free to make changes. He's gonna make changes. He or she.
You know, like I think if King could go, like, he'd probably never admit it. But like 20 years removed, I mean, I think he could look at it and say, the changes that Kubrick made sense for film.
Right.
You know, there's some things that don't translate from a book to a film, and some things on a film translate better. You know, so I don't know. It's one, the elevator doors open and all the blood rushing out. I mean, that's just iconic.
Right. Yeah. You know, John Grisham had some really grievous treatments of his books, and he was asked about, especially The Firm, which really pissed me off, because I'm sitting in the theater watching The Firm. I'm going, oh my God, they're following the book. And then halfway through the book, you know, he takes a left turn out of nowhere for no fucking reason. Sidney Pollack, who I normally love. I normally love Sidney Pollack, but Jesus Christ, he just made shit up for the second half, literally. Mm-hmm. But John Grisham was asked about this, and he was like, "Nah, you know what? They bought the rights; they can do what they want." And as an author, that's a fantastic attitude to adopt with your book.
Right.
Kind of have to.
Okay.
Yeah.
A new donation from T-Girl, $20. I guess I do have to dance. But now I think I know who. Now I think I know who T-Girl is. Okay.
There you go.
Thank you so much. But I guess I have to dance. I don't know how I'm supposed to dance.
If I had the money, I would pay you $50 to not dance.
I would pay you $50 to not, SK said.
I don't know. Is this it? Is this good? It's not good.
The stream is spinning for some reason.
It hasn't disconnected yet at all today. No frames dropped. No frames dropped at all.
That could be really bad.
Yeah.
I don't like the sound effects you're giving, though. By the way,
I do this.
Right.
That's it. No more.
Here he gives his Marky Mark fake.
God dang. I'm a whore for money. I guess I am. I'm a whore for money.
Well, that's technically the definition, right?
That is. I'm sorry, Clark Roberts.
Oh, she said get up and dance.
Oh,
Try not to fall over.
I don't
Flower
know.
pot, he can't.
Clark
He doesn't
Roberts
have
is
on
on. And
pants.
I publish Clark Roberts stories. He probably wants me to be professional and represent myself well.
Jesse, you passed that the minute you said good evening and welcome to Deadman's Tome podcast.
Yeah, no, exactly right.
When I had the
He's
blue balls
listened
in my
to the show
mouth.
before. He knows what to expect.
Yeah. Ask any other publisher if they'll do this stuff. Probably, no, they probably would. I don't know.
No.
This is, to be honest, what you do, Jesse, is more along the lines of what kind of demeaning behavior an agent would be expected to do.
Oh.
Oh, Christ.
I don't know. I'm just gonna say I'm a fan of the Deadman's Tome and the the issues you guys have been publishing lately in the last year. Just I think
there's not enough room to dance here. There's not. I can't dance. There's not room to dance. I can't dance, guys. I could just do I'm a big guy. I take
you don't have to make excuses. Just saying you can't dance. We get it. You're a dude from Texas.
Okay, he danced enough. Teresa said
expectations should be set.
Teresa probably saw my man boobs and was like, "Ugh, never mind. Put a bra on." Jesus.
Oh, shut up.
I'm kind of losing my drink right now.
No. But here's the thing. The reason I do this sort of stuff is because look, life is short, man. You gotta enjoy it. You gotta make the most of it, right? And that's why I do this. Have a sense of humor. I mean, yeah, there's people out there who want to present themselves 100% professional all the time, and sure, okay, that's what they do. I don't have a problem with that. Oh my God, Teresa!
You see?
I saw him. I want to suck him. And this is why.
What? I love you.
This is what I'm saying. I think you guys can understand. I think Clark might understand. It's
Kelly says your boobs are bigger than hers.
They probably are. Kelly, what does it say about you? What does it say about you, Kelly?
Come on, Kelly, prove it.
Oh no. She is a fine lady. We don't do that.
Hey,
you would tell me that.
I bet Kelly No, we don't say that about. We wouldn't say that about you, Becky.
Well,
Kelly,
a fine lady. Yeah, I know.
Kelly is a fine lady. She is a woman of high prestige. You do not talk to her about that. I'm just.
Teresa said, "I'm laughing so hard."
Look,
me too.
At the end of the day,
you know what? We're gonna have Kelly on the Real Monsters for the entire month of May.
Probably. She's cool. She's
for real. That's a real thing. Because for May we're going to talk about women who are killers. Killer women.
Kelly's a killer. Ah.
Oh, I have a request.
What's that?
Of who?
Oh, you.
Uh-oh.
If the jackass falls through on his threat, you have to.
Which jackass? Narrow it down.
There's a threat? What threat? What are you talking about?
Shut up.
What threat?
The death threat.
What death
Then you
threat?
have to do a...
Oh, death threat that we covered a few months ago? That thing's still on?
Then you have to do a podcast about me.
Don't death threats expire? I mean, how long ago was his death threat?
A week ago.
A couple of days.
Oh, there's a
Monday.
new death threat? There's a new... I thought...
What's up, Jesse?
No!
Wait.
Jesse! Hey, Jesse.
I'm
go
here.
have a drink.
I'm here.
Becky and I are talking.
No. But I'm confused. I thought we already covered the death threat like a few months ago, and like on a stream before with like death sad press.
Jesus.
Oh
fucking
no,
Christ.
this is a different one. Yes,
This was like Monday, for fuck's sake.
No, there's new. Really?
Oh,
I had to see.
yes.
Or Wednesday. It was fairly.
SK, you're missing us.
Well,
Point.
it really wasn't brought to my attention because I was like, "What?" Because now I'm like, "What?" Okay.
Okay, so maybe I'm missing out. What? Please, Becky, talk to me.
What's his death?
I was gonna say that. I had a death threat on the show.
I know. I was here.
Oh, that. Oh, you're talking about. Oh, that. Oh, that. I see. I didn't take it the same way because there wasn't. It wasn't like. There's money involved and we're gonna pay. The death set press was like there's money involved and stuff like that. Okay, gotcha.
What do you want me to do about that, Becky? I'll do anything.
I want. Well, if he makes good on his threat, then you have to do a show about it.
Jesus, I won't stop talking about that.
Oh God.
I don't know.
I will personally hire mercenaries to make him disappear in the Amazonian jungle.
Aw.
Don't quote me on that.
No
We
quote
know
on that.
nothing.
No quote on that. I was a little confused because
I'm not kidding. That fucker deserves to have his nuts squished in a bench vice.
Yeah, I do
and then
agree with that.
fed to him.
Yeah.
Cool.
What he said was on the on Monday? Was it Monday? Yeah.
It was Monday.
Some horrible things towards Becky. The reason why I was
that is completely unacceptable behavior.
And this is the same guy who I'm telling you, he revealed himself as a Bob Carl. I'm 100% he's Bob Carl. Bob Carl is the guy who actually did put a death threat. Said he was going to pay money for someone to take out Death's Head Press and a few other people or whatever. Bob Carl is insane. Will B is a freaking like psychopath. Like I wouldn't
convicted felon. He talks big. He's a big man when it comes to picking on women. But that's where it ends. If he's not physically bigger than them, he's fucking chicken shit.
Yeah. He was arrested once for carjacking, but he took a plea deal. Part of the plea deal was looked like a restraining order on the woman that he was trying to get access to. It was in the car. And then what does he do while he's on probation? He does home invasion.
Breaks into her house.
He breaks into her house to get to her.
He ran out the front door
and
he ran around the side of the house and tackled her in the front yard and tried to kill her.
When police arrived, he's tackling her in the front yard or something like that.
Strangling her. Strangling her. Literally trying to choke her to death.
I talked about him before.
It's a little misunderstanding you had.
I talked about this guy before. The first time I talked about him was when the whole fiasco with what's the name of that publishing house? Nihilism? Nihilism.
Nihilism Revised.
Nihilism Revised. They caught some flack because they published something of his. And so did Broadsword and what's that? What are they called? Broadsword and. Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
Yes, and I
have too much Maker's Mark on me right now. Come on. They did as well, which they came back to me and they were like, "Look, we published a story, but we like a story. We don't like him." I was like, "Fair enough. I mean, it is what it is. You like a story, okay, but the guy himself is deranged. Like the guy himself is crazy.
Yeah,
and
he's a fucking lunatic.
That's how I got involved in this.
And he only picks on girls. Jesus Christ, what a fucking
and I've said
cliche.
This before. I've said this before. Like I don't like to talk beef or bring up drama without like letting the person talk. And I was gonna let him talk. Will be. I was gonna let him on the show and talk. I really was. We're doing this new thing called Freak Show where we talk about various people. It was framed that it's a freak show. It's like a Jerry Springer thing. I'm gonna bring him on and talk. But the closer we got to it, actually the day of, he was sending some messages my way that were pretty hostile. How am I supposed to take it? Weird messages like, what's your address? I want to know your address. Things of that effect. Things of saying like, I'm a pedo or something, and then framing some weird stuff. I'm like, dude, you could frame some fake shit, but we have the real police report of you right here. But you can't reason with him. He's a man with nothing to lose. And we pulled the plug on that, and I think we ended up talking about Marilyn Manson instead or something. What did we do, Becky? I think we talked about Marilyn Manson instead.
Jesse, you're cutting out.
Yeah, you went somewhere.
Oh, well, they can hear me on the stream. I guess they couldn't hear me on Skype, but they can hear me on the stream.
No, we can't hear you on Skype.
Yeah.
Quit playing with yourself, Jesus. That always interferes with the signal.
Dude,
Hold your head still, damn it.
Chronic masturbation over here.
Switch to your left hand.
What I was saying is, instead of bringing Will B on the show, on the freak show, I think we talked about something else. Completely. We
did. Marilyn Manson.
Yeah, he's crazy. He's a crazy guy.
Anything would be better than that fuckhead. Mm-hmm. Total dick lint.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's a new one I haven't heard before.
Dick,
because I made it up.
Well, that's a good one.
I'm gonna use that, Dick lint. Anyway, Clark, you're gonna say something?
Is that what happens when you have a hole in your pocket? And you don't wear underwear?
No, it's when you wear underwear for more than one day.
Is that lint or is that pubic hair?
Oh, man.
Come on, guys. You know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about.
That's so wrong.
Well, that's why it works.
You can at least take them off, turn them inside out, and wear them again.
No, you cannot.
You can't do that.
I know. I was kidding.
Is that what you do with panties?
No, girls won't.
You turn them inside out?
This one won't.
I don't know.
You take them up and you sell them to the Japanese vending machine company.
Yeah. That's a real thing.
Can I do that?
That's a real thing.
Yes, actually, you can.
You can.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm not even kidding. That's a thing.
You could sell your used panties for like $20, maybe.
Hell, yeah,
$50.
You can sell them locally. There's plenty of American freakos that would buy them.
Mm-hmm. They just huff panties.
You seal them up and you send them off, and boom, $20.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, Clark.
No.
Sorry, you were going to say something?
No, none of that stuff has anything to do with me. I want to make really clear on that. What you guys are talking about right now has nothing to do with
No. I'm talking about
anyway.
I'm talking about Will B.
I'm
Will,
sorry, but
from the panties down to the Will B person. That none of that has to do with me.
No.
Yeah, Will B's crazy. I would
you
distance.
were a candy vendor.
I would distance myself from him too. If I was in your shoes, hearing about that, I'd probably be like, "Oh man, I don't want anything to do with that." And no one really does.
No, that stuff is messed up. And honestly, I think at one time I was friends with him on Facebook just because I write some horror stories, and I think he has too.
Yeah, he does.
And so, but then I know I unfriended him, a while back. But it's like you start reading into him and who he is and what he's done. It's like, what the hell, man? You don't want to be associated with that stuff in any way.
Yeah.
In any way.
His public posts are pretty tame compared to the things he says in private messages.
Yeah. Broadswords and Blasters. That's the name of the publishing. Broadswords and Blasters. Sorry. Broadswords and Blasters. That's the name of the publisher.
Right.
Yeah. You got that?
Yes.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. Crazy guy. But man, we had a good time here on the show. I feel that we had a good time. I think Clark.
Pretty good.
Clark, Is there?
God, Clark
there?
deserves an award just for hanging out this long.
No doubt.
We're past her in.
Oh no, yeah, it was cool, man. Thanks for having me on the show. I appreciate the exposure. I hope you guys keep on keeping on. You guys do an awesome
definitely
job.
We will. Hell, I do this for free, and now that people are throwing money at me so that I could strip, you bet your ass I'll be doing this.
There you go.
Oh God.
But you know they've seen the goods now.
Stream.
Well, then maybe I need to like work out or something and like get some pecs so they see that shit.
Well, that means SKs next week.
Oh, for fun. People don't have enough money for that.
Oh, I bet you Patty will find it.
But man, Clark.
No, Patty needs that money for a new place.
Right.
Anyway, Clark, I look forward to talking to you in the future. Whenever you have your other stories out there, it's great talking to you. It's great work with you. Anything you want, well, not anything, but just if you have any questions or want to talk to me, just let me know, and we'll take care of things. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen.
Sounds good, man.
And I'll let you know about
Thank you, Clark.
what's going on with your novella. I'm thinking, honestly, I'm thinking maybe summer, and we're kind of there, so we'll start working on it.
Yeah.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we're kind of at the end here. If you made it this far, press the like button, subscribe, share, leave a last comment, I guess. Yeah, I'll take it easy.
All right,
Night,
have a good one. Thanks, guys.
everybody.